Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at the scriptures and you analyze how the money system has developed, you will see the wicked and the evil that's going on in the earth, and you will see a clear picture of uh, who is the wicked and who is the individuals that's causing the evil. Now, when you look at how the scriptures talk about the love of money, let's go into that scripture. What's that? 2 Timothy. Well, 1 Timothy 6, around about the 12th verse. Well, maybe the 10th verse. There it is. It say, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." So, the love of money is going to be the root and the central part of evil, the core of where evil is coming from, the foundation of evil. See, the beginning and the end of evil. That's why, let's go get that in Malachi. Malachi 1 and 4. And I'm going to get right to the point. It said, whereas Edom says, so the Edomites is saying a certain thing. It say are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. So they going pretty much establish themselves, go into a point of poverty, and then they gonna return and rebuild again. That's how the so-called Greeks and the Romans, they had built up those two major kingdoms, and then they fell, and now they rebuild with this the EU, the European Union. It says, "They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness." So the nation of Edom is the beginning and the end of wickedness. You see, and so through the money system, this is how the nation of Edom is becoming the world power. Is how they're uh, ruling their kingdom. So let's go into some history. Now we got 19, well, even with 1933, but let's look at 1971. This is when the gold standard came into effect, because Roosevelt in 1933, he confiscated all the gold and said people would only have dollars in their hand. So in 71, it say the government held the $35 per ounce price until August 15, 1971, when President Richard Nixon announced that the United States will no longer convert dollars to gold as a fixed value. This completely abandoned the gold standard. So Roosevelt confiscated the gold, and then said that they could convert that gold. It was converting that gold into a dollar. But Nixon said, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, we getting rid of this gold standard. Now, and let's get to 1944. 1944, they had a plan to do something else. You had the Bretton Woods situation. It said a new international money system was forged by delegates from 44 nations. Okay, 44 nations forged a money system. The IMF is what is known as, and the World Bank. So let's look up the World Bank. World. Okay, look that up. The World Bank. All right, let's get the history on the World Bank. Salakia. Let's get the history. Good Lord, they trying to hide the history. I just went to it. Let's do it like this. Okay, it say founded in 1944 and not long thereafter referred to as the World Bank. The International Bank for Reconstruction and Development expanded to become a group of 5 development institutions. Uh, in the aftermath of World War II, loans helped countries to overcome devastation and rebuild. Okay, let's go into the history. It says the past 7 years have seen past 70 years have seen major changes in the world economy. Over that time, the World Bank Group, the world's largest development institution, has worked to help more than 100 developing countries and countries in transition adjust to these changes by offering loans and tailored knowledge and advice. The bank group works with country government and private sector, civil society organizations, regional development banks, think tanks, and other international institutions on issues ranging from climate change conflict. See, that conflict is going to Yahweh Shah cracking that sky. It say and found security to education, agriculture, finance, and trade. All of these efforts support the bank's group twins goal of ending extreme poverty by 2030. Now, this is when they trying to say their new system. They're gonna have a new system, or their goal is to get a new system by 2030, because this 2030 is their goal. It said boosting um shared prosperity of the poorest 40% of the population in all countries. Okay, so this is their goal. They trying to establish something by 2030, and now they talking about a new money system, a digital money system, going off the internet of things. Now this last big paragraph, you went to talking about something. It said today, so we getting up to date now. Today, the bank's group's work touches nearly every sector that is important to fighting poverty. See, that's how these dragons is controlling things. See, they touching everything through their money organization, through their money system. That's why I say the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the root of how the Edomites is controlling their wicked kingdom. It says supporting economic growth, ensuring sustainable gains in the quality of people's lives in developing countries. While sound projects selected to design remain uh, paramount, the bank group recognized a wide range of factors that are critical to success: effective institutions, sound policies, continuous learning through evaluation and knowledge sharing, and partnership, including the with the private sector. The bank group has long-standing relationships with more than 80 member countries, and it taps these to address development changes that are increasingly global. See, they want a global currency on critical issues like climate change, pandemics, and forced immigration. The bank group plays a leading role. See, these dragons, they leading the show with the money system. It plays a leading role because it is able to convene the discussion among its country members and a wide array of partners. It can help address crisis while building the foundation for longer term sustainable development. Okay. And see, look at these dragons. The evolution of the bank group has also been reflected in the diversity in its multidisciplinary staff, who include economics, economists, public policy experts, sector experts, and social scientists. See, these people is in the laboratory and they thinking deep. What's that? Psalms 64. See, the thought of every one of them is deep. It says based at headquarters in Washington, D.C. and in the field. Today, more than a third of staff are based in country offices. So these people got a major uh, situation where they ruling through the bank system. And who at the top of the chain, Amalek, is the ones who created the bank system. They at the top of the chain when it comes to the bank situation. But the other people is being organized through the bank group. See, and that's just clear as day right now. So that's in this IMF. We can go in the IMF. IMF connected to the um what is it? Economic Forum. See, the World Economic Forum. See that the World Bank and the this thing is the same thing, and it was all started in 1944 at the end of World War II. Look, 88 members. Now they went up to 88 members. The International Monetary Fund is an international organization of 188 member countries established to promote international money uh, cooperation, exchange stability, and an orderly exchange arrangement. Well, get this thing off the screen, man. See, this is how these dragons operate. See, since it was established in 1944, so after World War II, these dragons was using this uh, World Bank to run the world, and the World Bank um, is being controlled by these people, by the elite Edomites, the tribe of Amalek. Okay, and so they have a plan to have a great reset. Let's see if they made some statements. 170 countries are going to finish this year with a smaller economy than at the start of the year, and we already project that there will be more debt, bigger uh, deficits, and more unemployment, and there is a very high risk of more inequality and more poverty unless we act. See, they projecting some crap on the people so they think that these people is coming to save the day. So what would it take for historians to look back at this crisis at the moment of a great reset? See, they trying to redo what they did in 1944. It say, from the perspective of the IMF, we have seen a massive injection of physical stimulus to help countries deal with the crisis and to shift gears for growth to return. It is of paramount importance that this growth should lead to a greener, smarter, fairer world in the future. So they trying to use the crisis, and they created the crisis to have a growth, to start their growth again. Because through 1944, that's when they started to grow, and it winded up going up to 1971 when they robbed everybody because they saw themselves going down dealing with Vietnam, and so um, they start to rob everybody and start that war so they can make more money. They went on a major money grab because they saw themselves going down, starting to go down, especially because the Israelites was waking up. They started waking up in way before even '69, publishing books, just like David Walker. You had a bit uh what's the Albert Bibbins. Albert Bibbins was writing books telling the Israelites the truth, and so by the time it got to '69, he had established a school, so they knew we is in deep trouble because they watching everything, and they was on the highways and byways preaching in the greatest city. I'm gonna say at the King's Castle. New York City is like the King's Castle almost. It's one of the headquarters of the king, and you got the Israelites out there preaching in the highways and the byways, telling the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, uh, descendants of slaves, that they are the Israelites. And so they seen that they got a short period of time, and these dragons come up with this plan. Let's go ahead and take this gold standard off the table and change the gold, which is the real money. Let's change that into paper. Let's confiscate all the gold and enslave the world and let them use our paper, and only our governments can you know give this paper some worth and back up this paper, because gold speaks for itself, but that dollar don't speak for itself. That dollar got to be accepted and backed up by a government. See, they need a middleman between that dollar and the gold. So that's what these dragons did, because they love of money. And so then you see them going into people's countries like Iraq and confiscating the gold. See, they done got all the real money, and they gave up people paper with their name on it and their face on it, and said, this will get y'all where y'all can buy what you need to buy. And this is what they trying to do. They trying to reset it, start it again. Let's do another money grab, and we gonna do something better than making paper. We gonna give you a digital dollar and put this thing on your body where you got to uh, have it on your body at all times, and connect it to our computer where we can track every dime that you spend, and we can have total control over your spending habits and everything. And so this is how Esau changed the money into some kind of slavery device. See, this is what he trying to get to. He already did it when he did it with the paper. See, but now he doing it with a greater um thing where he can track you and he can track your spending habits. And if you don't agree and comply with what he talking about, he gonna uh, kick you out of his system. So pretty much that's how Esau changed the gold money that was gold. He changed the crap into paper, and he got a bigger plan with this great reset to do something even better than that, to enslave the world and control the world once again or further. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem and Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.